It's our aspirations that must become our allies. I noticed that everything that I've accomplished over the course of my life, I accomplished with a new set of beliefs and a new set of habits. I noticed I was able to make things happen when I destroyed the door in the room.
And in order to move forward, you must be motivated, inspired, ambitious. You must have dreams and goals that create ambition. Good ambition, positive ambition.
So we experience most positive emotion in relationship to a goal. And what that means is if you don't have a goal, then you don't have any motivation. And so what that means is you better have your goals well delineated.
You think someone's gonna come to you and give you a highlighted version, script on how to live your life? And if that was the case, would you even go that way? How boring is that? It's the unknown about the be that gets me up in the morning. It's always a challenge. And as soon as a challenge is lost, guys, your will is dead. There's no reason to get up in the morning.
Whenever you're happy with an area of your life, it's because right now, your current life experience conditions that's in that area match or are equal to your blueprint, your story, your belief about how life should be in that area. You only have two choices in life. If life doesn't match your blueprint, you either have to change your life, or in order for you to be happy, if you can't change your life, you're gonna have to change your blueprint. And if you change your life and change your blueprint, you can have an extraordinary life.
The next thing is, see yourself there. How will you feel once you get there? What will the experience be like for you? What will be different? What kind of person do you have to become in order to get there?
It's the thing that you think about, you dream about, you put it up on your wall, you tattoo it in your mind. You know exactly who you're trying to become. If you do that, if you're honest with yourself about where you are, and you know exactly where you want to go, you can go anywhere.
Don't be the person that forgets to open your gift. The gift that God left you. Because that dream has everything you need in it. That dream is the road that will lead to your paradise.
You need to reprioritize your activities. Everybody wants the dream to come true, but nobody wants to reprioritize their activities. Nobody wants to hack into their habitual nature and build new habits that are going to give you the future that you seek after. If not now, then when?
It's a bridge between your dream and your reality. Remember to keep your vibration high while following the above steps, and you'll joyfully engage the magic of a definite chief aim. The magic of keeping your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Lyrics by civil rights activist Alice Wine. I'm keeping my eyes on the prize. These are the wonderful words my client, Rini, wrote to me in an email. She continued, "It took all the strength I had to keep my eyes on the prize and not allow that old thinking to get me down." Hurrah, Rini. Keep your eyes on the prize. Isn't that just about the best law of attraction statement you've ever heard? It gets right to the heart of the matter, succinctly expressing the essence of law of attraction. Focus on the prize, on what you do want, not on what you don't want. Keeping your eyes on the prize gets you in the vortex where all your desires are ready and waiting for you to align with them. Keeping your eyes on the prize moves you from observer to creator. Observing what is can only bring you more of what is. As you shift from observer to creator by focusing on what you prefer, you're using your inherent power to design and create your own life. Keep your eyes on the prize. Feel as good as you can. Refuse to give in to doubt and disappointment. That prize is yours. Let's say you're in real estate or some other business that analysts say has been hard hit by economic conditions. What to do? Keep your eyes on the prize. Focus on what you do want, instead of focusing on negative reports and gloomy forecasts, what you don't want. In this way, you create your own economic conditions, and you attract an ongoing stream of motivated buyers and sellers. Perhaps your goal is better relationships. Maybe you're even ready to attract the relationship. In this case, keeping your eyes on the prize means not giving up, not settling, not finding reasons why you can't have the relationships you desire. When you keep your eyes on the relationship prize, you easily and joyfully allow in the best relationships you can imagine. What about health and fitness issues? Whether it's a full-blown illness with a scary label or a few extra pounds, what you gonna do? Keep your eyes on the prize. Visualize and imagine the end result you desire. See and feel yourself living in a healthy, fit body, and voila, it's yours. Okay, I agree. It does take practice. It does take practice to embrace your power and make the leap from observer to creator. But it is so worth it. As Abraham Hicks says, fire up the passion of your imagination and feel the vividness of your creation. Keeping your eyes on the prize is the most valuable skill you can ever develop. This is how anyone who has ever made a dream come true has done it. And you can do it too. Keep your eyes on the prize. Feel as good as you can while positively expecting to receive it. And that prize is yours.
You would not have the desire unless you were capable of its achievement. Each of us has a built-in governor, and our desires are modified by our abilities and leanings. Whatever it is that you desire with all your heart, understand once and for all that it can and should be yours. Before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge of the service, merchandise, or profession which you intend to offer in return for fortune. Perhaps you may need much more specialized knowledge than you have the ability or the inclination to acquire. And if this should be true, you may bridge your weakness through the aid of your mastermind group.
The problem is not lack of information. The problem is simply we don't do the information that's been handed to us. Simple stuff. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Anybody can do. But what's easy to do is easy not to do. A few basics you won't practice, a few ideals you won't let them serve you, then you got to put up with your own empty bank account, empty heart, empty soul, not enough vitality, not enough health.
You've got to get comfortable in getting uncomfortable. And the minute that discomfort begins to woo you, you are no longer in control. So put yourself purposefully in uncomfortable situations.
But as John Wooden said, never let what you cannot do interfere with what you can. There is something right now that you're capable of. There is an innate skill inside of you that's your spark. It's that starting point. It's that thing that while you may not be the best in the world at it, it's a flame that you can fan. It's something that you can breathe life into and really begin to get good. But first, you have to understand the very nature of progress. And that's what Stephen Covey said. You're not the product of your circumstances, but rather a product of your decisions.
Don't sentence yourself to a lifetime of being miserable, a lifetime of being broke, a lifetime of being unhealthy, a lifetime of being in a relationship that is no longer fulfilling to you, a lifetime of working on a job that does not bring you satisfaction, that's not giving you the creative urge that you need and that got to have in your life that stimulates you. Don't sentence yourself like that. You are a human being. Don't volunteer your life that way. Your life has too much value to the universe. You've got something to contribute. You've got something to give.
That if you're willing to do the hard work of looking internally and building something new, if you're willing to tear yourself down, if you're willing to brick by brick disassemble that thing that has been built by accident inside of you and move forward with a new level of intention and build something, an entirely new structure with your eyes open, then you make room for the new. Then you can build what you want to build. Then we'll have the change that we want.
It is conscious power in action. It is active power consciousness. Power consciousness is what you feel when you know that you can do a thing, and you know how to do the thing. If I can cause you to know that you can succeed, and to know that you know how to succeed, I have placed success within your grasp, for if you know that you can do a thing, and know that you know how to do it, it is impossible that you should fail to do it, if you really try. When you are in full power consciousness, you will approach the task in an absolutely successful frame of mind. Every thought will be a successful thought, every action a successful action, and if every thought and action is successful, the sum total of all your actions cannot be failure. What I have to do in these lessons, then, is to teach you how to create power consciousness in yourself so that you will know that you can do what you want to do, and then to teach you how to do what you want to do. It is a fact in nature that the undeveloped is always capable of development. We see then that the cause of success is in you and is capable of full development. Having read this, you must believe that it is possible for you to succeed, but it is not enough for you to believe that you can. You must know that you can. And the subconscious mind must know it as well as the objective mind. People have a way of saying, he can who thinks he can. But this is not true. It is not even true that he can who knows he can, if only the objective mind is spoken of, for the subconscious mind will often completely set aside and overcome what is positively known by the objective mind. It is a true statement, however, that he can, whose subconscious mind knows that he can, and it is especially true if his objective mind has been trained to do the work. People fail because they think objectively that they can do things, but do not know subconsciously that they can do them. It is more than likely that your subconscious mind is even now impressed with doubts of your ability to succeed, and these must be removed, or it will withhold its power when you need it most. The subconscious mind is the source from which power comes in the action of any faculty, and a doubt will cause this power to be withheld, and the action will be weak. Therefore, your first step must be to impress your subconscious mind with that fact that you can. This must be done by repeated suggestions. Practice the following mental exercise several times a day, and especially just before going to sleep, think quietly about the subconscious mentality, which permeates your whole body as water permeates a sponge. As you think of this mind, try to feel it. You will soon be able to become conscious of it. Hold this consciousness and say with deep, earnest feeling, I can succeed. All that is possible to anyone is possible to me. I am successful. I do succeed, for I am full of the power of success. This is the simple truth. Realize that it is true, and repeat it over and over until your mentality is saturated through and through with the knowledge that you can do what you want to do. You can, other people have, and you can do more than anyone has ever done.
How are you programming your mind this week? What are you reading? Who are you listening to? Let me know in the comment section of this video. How are you programming your mind? Are you making it intentional? Let me know. I asked this question because a lot of people are not intentional with how they are programming their mind. This is where a resource like Mindvalley University comes into play. You can take countless courses and they are all for helping you expand in whatever region you want. Mindvalley also has a 15-day trial. 15-day trial. So if you don't like Mindvalley, after 15 days, you get your money back. So you could just dive into Mindvalley, see what it offers, do whatever courses that you want to do. And, if you don't like it, get your money back. I'm pretty sure they're going to have you hooked. So if you're interested, again, in Mindvalley, I encourage you to check it out. Link is in the description. With my link, you get 50% off. If you don't use my link and you just go there, you're going to be paying full price. So again, make sure you check it out and come back to check me out so we can talk about it more. And remember to program your own mind. Peace.
Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it. See, I think we live simultaneously on 3 planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures, we have an intellect, and we live in physical bodies. Okay. But because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us. 95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all.
Don't waste your damn life. And then you think, well, why would people be resistant to that message? It's like, well, you really want to wake up and figure out that you're wasting half your life? And you know, when people do that kind of wasting, they actually hate it. It's like, so it's painful. It's painful to recognize that.
I believe that all of us came here with something. All of us showed up to give something, and that nobody's going to give that service that you have to give. No one's going to produce your product. No one's going to write your book. No one's going to open your academy. No one's going to begin to create your daycare with a special curriculum to help to cultivate the high self-esteem in our children. That's your idea. And if you don't bring your idea out here, when you die, all of us will suffer because we've been deprived of your genius because you allowed butt to keep you in the bleachers and not pursuing your greatness. You take it to your grave with you. And that's what most people do.
Our imagination, there's a power flowing into our consciousness. And through our imagination, we build the image of what we want. This is the dream. I see what I want. And I've got this beautiful dream. I impress it upon the subconscious, and it turns into a desire. So you don't get what you want, you get what you desire. Waddell's pointed out in Science of Getting Rich, the desire is the effort of the unexpressed possibility within, seeking expression without, through your action. Well, that desire is expressed through the instrument of the body because it changes the vibration of the body's in. The vibration causes you to act, and the action sets up an attraction. And it's the action-attraction that alters the results.
You may not be able to do all you find out. I understand that. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do. See, you don't want to wind up at the end of your life and discover that you've lived only 1/10 of it. And the other 9/10 went down the drain. Not for lack of opportunity, for lack of information.
If you fall down 100 times in a day, what does it matter? For a committed man, there is no such thing as failure. If you fall down 100 times, 100 lessons to be learned. If you commit yourself like this to creating what you really care for, now your mind gets organized. Once your mind gets organized, the way you think is the way you feel, your emotion will get organized. Once your thought and emotion is organized, your energies will get organized in the same direction. Once your thought, emotion and energies are organized, your very body will get organized. Once all these 4 are organized in one direction, your ability to create and manifest what you want is phenomenal. You are the creator in many ways.
Often I begin a seminar with a little exercise. I ask the audience, how many people here would like to double their incomes? Almost everyone smiles and raises their hands. I then ask, how many people here would like to lose weight, get out of debt, achieve financial independence? Again, everyone smiles, some people cheer, and they all raise their hands. Then I say, wonderful, these are great goals that everyone has. We all want to make more money, spend more time with our families, be fit and trim, and achieve financial independence. Not only do we all want the same things, but we all know what we have to do to achieve them. And we all intend to do those things sometime. But before we get started, we decide that we need to take a little vacation to a wonderful fantasy place called Someday I'll. We say that, someday I'll read that book. Someday I'll start that exercise program. Someday I'll upgrade my skills and earn more money. Someday I'll get my finances under control and get out of debt. Someday I'll do all the things that I know I need to do to achieve all my goals. Someday. Probably 80% of the population lives on Someday Isle most of the time. They think and dream and fantasize about all the things they're going to do someday. And who are they surrounded by on Someday Isle? Other people on Someday Isle. And what is the chief topic of conversation on Someday Isle? Excuses. They all sit around and swap excuses for being on the island. Why are you here? They ask each other. And, not surprisingly, their excuses are largely the same. I didn't have a happy childhood. I didn't get a good education. I don't have any money. My boss is really critical. My marriage is no good. No one appreciates me. Or, the economy is terrible. They have come down with the disease of excusitis, which is invariably fatal to success. They all have good intentions, but as everyone knows, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The first rule of success is simple. Vote yourself off the island. No more excuses. Do it or don't do it, but don't make excuses. Stop using your incredible brain to think up elaborate rationalizations and justifications for not taking action. Do something, do anything. Get on with it. Repeat to yourself, if it's to be, it's up to me. Losers make excuses. Winners make progress. Now, how can you tell if your favorite excuse is valid or not? It's simple. Look around and ask, is there anyone else who has my same...
My life's going to change. Your life's going to change. You got to make that decision leaving this place. So no more want. Moving forward.
We want to go distance ourselves from our friends and family because we have dreams. You go, boom. That hurt right now. But watch. Many of you have not only one, you have not only two. So one represents your mom. One represents your wife or ex or friend or peer or cousin. Another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. These are all people that are holding you back. Now watch. Watch how hard this is.
One of the scariest things about life, it's a question. The scary question can shake a soul up because no one's asked that question before. So for me, the transition for somebody to want to change it and get clarity is actually asking questions.
This hand represents you. This hand represents your friends and family. This is you saying, I want to go do something big with me. You go, but your friends are like, wait a minute, come back down here. What are you doing? You come back down. No, Mom, Dad, I'm so sick and tired of being broke. Son, come back down here. We're not special, we're just regular. You think you're going to be a millionaire one day? And you keep going. Eventually, when you try to go, the tension gets harder. It's so difficult to break away because if you do, it's going to snap. So this is you and I. We want to go distance ourselves from our friends and family because we have dreams. You go, boom. That hurt right. Well, watch. Many of you have not only one, you have not only two. So one represents your mom. One represents your wife or ex or friend or peer or cousin. Another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. These are all people that are holding you back. Now watch. Watch how hard this is. I want to go. You can't, right? It's a very strong power that they have on you and they hold you back. But if one by one, you show that you want to go out there and win big, eventually they're going to realize how serious you are.
Here's the difference between will and want. Go to you. How many adults use the following sentence? I want to have a big house. No one cares. I want to be rich so I can retire my parents. Weak word. I want to be pampered for the rest of my life. No one cares. I want a nice car. Who cares? I want to have a house in the corner lot. Want has zero weight behind it. Starts with the same letter, same amount of words, 4 letters, same amount of letters, 4. One has power, the other has no power. 2001 would make me how old? 22 years old. I'm broke. You have no idea how broke I am. The camera goes on me, and here's what this crazy 21, 22-year-old kid says, if we can play this video.
Mark my words, by the time this year is over, next year this time, we'll get at least 6 figure or more. And anybody that comes to my team will get close to 6 figures or more.
22 years old, I said that, right? Do you know when I walked away, what happened after I said that? I lost everything. That's what's crazy. I'm sitting there, I'm going through all this stuff. My friends invite me to this club in Burbank, and my friend Armin, he comes up to me. He says, hey, where's the 6 figures? Where's the millions, Pat? All the friends are looking at me. It's the joke. There's a dreamer. Where's the millions, Pat? Where's the millions, Pat? That's why you're afraid to say, I do. I read a quote the other day by Denzel. Your own family will talk shit about you when you're in the process of breaking all the generational curses. This ain't for the weak. This ain't for the weak. Some of you guys got some generational curses that you haven't broken yet. Let's address some of the generational curses. What are some of them? Drugs, gambling, alcohol, weed, abuse, poverty, fear of God, victimhood mentality. Every family has it. But eventually somebody has to change it. So for you, this whole word about will and want, what word are you using? Were you afraid to do the video? Why are you afraid of the video? Because God forbid if you go on social media and you say, mark my word, my family will become financially free, and you post that, and you don't, then you delete it, but your friends and family sees it and they laugh at you. You're afraid of being laughed at. So you play safe. You play safe. You don't want to go to these gatherings. I guarantee you the world's going to know your last name. The world's going to know what you did for this family. And by the way, I didn't say this when I was a millionaire. I said this when I was making $50 a year. It doesn't matter if I say it today. No one cares. What matters is when I said it when I was 22, when I was a nobody. I didn't have a follower on social media. There was no value to me. I didn't have $100 in my account. Nothing at that time. Going back to you. Last night I told you, George put this entire meeting together for who? You. And only you. Yes, say it again. George put this meeting together for me. This is my meeting. My life's gonna change. Your life's gonna change. You gotta make that decision leaving this place. So no more want. Moving forward. Everybody around you, that's your blood, that's your family, that's in your base shop, that's on your team. Every time they use the word want, change it. Stop them right there. Can I challenge you? Yes. Let's change that word to will. Change it to will. I will. We will. We will. I will. It's a powerful word. In life, I've lost many, many times. Let me tell you, many times. I've had girlfriends break up with me. I've had companies tell me they don't want to do business with me. I've had an employee tell me they don't want to be with me. I've had salespeople that have quit on me. I've had so many people that I've had losses with. I've competed against people that are inferior than me, and I lost to them because they had better work ethic than me. And I thought because I had some talent at the time I was going to beat him. No way in the world. That guy worked harder than me. And I've also competed against guys that were superior than me, and I worked my butt off, and I still lost. I still lost with the guy that was ahead of me. What happened there? I worked my ass off, and I still lost. Yes, that also happens. It's called a loss. It hurts. It's embarrassing. You come home, your wife or your girlfriend wants to make you feel good, but you know you lost. And it doesn't feel good. Your peers are looking at you. Competitors are looking at you. The smirk that competitor is going to have when they give you a high five, where they shake their hand to kind of say good luck to you next time. You know that look still says that I beat you. That hurts. A girl breaks up with you. That hurts. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. In that moment, you will have a temptation. It's the biggest temptation in life. It's the most dangerous temptation in life. It's the most powerful temptation in life. Let me tell you what it is. In that moment, you will have the choice of either blaming something on the outside or taking full responsibility. That temptation is so subtle, no one knows it. No one knows it. I have led thousands of salespeople that I've worked with, and I've seen some of them keep growing. One guy went from 30 grand a year to 50 grand a year to 100 grand a year to 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 $1 million a year income. Well, they had a lot of drama. Fast in 3 years. What happened to them? They never blamed. They always took responsibility. They never blamed. And I've had people that are 10 times more talented. Every 6 months, they have some kind of a subtle stop. You know why? Because they blame the different circumstance. Well, because of this, because it's this person's fault, that person's fault, this person's fault. Look, in life, it's going to be very easy for you to blame everybody. Very easy for you to blame everybody. But one day you'll sit down and people will say, how come you didn't make it bigger in life? You were very talented. What happened there? You can make up any BS and sell them, because typically people who are good at blaming other people are great salespeople. You can blame everybody else, but there's one person that's going to know that you didn't take responsibility, and that's you. That's a tough one to live with.
One of the scariest things about life is a question. The scary question can shake a soul up because no one's asked that question for me. So for me, the transition for somebody to want to change it and get clarity is actually asking questions. If you don't ask the questions on what you want to do next, the world is going to put you in the box on what you have to do next because they're determining who you need to be. And you are rising up to their expectations because you're not asking the questions yourself. So clarity to me stems from you being able to sit down and ask those tough questions that piss you off, that irritate you, that make you emotional, that you cry over, that you reflect, that makes you want to do research, that makes you follow up, that makes you sit down and say, I don't really know. I've never thought about this before. And that will deep. So clarity is stemmed based on, like the way you answered the question to me, Tom, it was amazing. So do you have any kids? No, we made a decision a long time ago. We didn't want to have kids. The way you said it was like very nonchalant. Really. It was so like, yeah, that's what we did. Then I said, so tell me how you processed it. It's very obvious that was a very comfortable, certain decision with a lot of time going through. Very few people do that. And then you got clarity. Clarity gives confidence. So somebody looks at your eyes and you give the answer. There is no, looking away or uncomfortable or anything. You go, this is who we are. This is the decision. So that clarity keeps from all the conversations you like that together. I don't believe enough people get together.
Success secret number 6. Develop a workaholic mentality. All self-made millionaires work hard, hard, hard. They start earlier, they work harder, and they stay later. They develop a reputation for being amongst the hardest working people in their fields, and everybody knows it. Practice the 40+ formula. This formula says that you work 40 hours per week for survival. Everything over 40 hours is for success. If you only work 40 hours, and the average work week today is closer to 35 hours, all you will ever do is survive. You'll never get ahead. You'll never be a big financial success. You'll never be highly respected and esteemed by your colleagues. You will always be mediocre if you just work the basic 40-hour week. But every hour over 40 is an investment in your future. In fact, you can tell where you're going to be in 5 years by looking at how many hours over 40 you put in every week. The average self-made millionaire in America today works 59 hours per week, and some of them work 70 and 80 hours per week. The average self-made millionaire in America works 6 days per week rather than 5, and works longer days as well. If you want to call a self-made millionaire, phone the office before normal working hours and after normal working hours. The self-made millionaire is usually there when the staff arrives and is still there working when they leave. And here's the key. Work all the time you work. When you work, don't waste time. When you get in early, put your head down and get started immediately. When people want to talk to you, you excuse yourself and say, I have to get back to work. Don't drop off your dry cleaning, phone your friends, socialize with your coworkers, or read the newspaper. Work all the time you work. Resolve today to develop the reputation for being the hardest working person in your company. This will bring you to the attention of people who can help you faster than almost anything else you can do.
It's so easy to go and look at what other people do badly. But one of the leadership characteristics of vision that he showed me, and I'll never forget it, is look for the good in what other people are doing and apply it. It doesn't take a genius IQ or 20 years of experience to find the possibility in every situation. All it takes is the right attitude, and anybody can cultivate that. Dream one size bigger. One of the best ways to cultivate a possibility mindset is to prompt yourself to dream one size bigger than you normally do. Let's face it, most people dream too small. They don't think big enough. Henry Curtis advises, make your plans as fantastic as you like, because 25 years from now, they will seem mediocre. Make your plans 10 times as great as you first planned, and 25 years from now, you will wonder why you did not make them 50 times as great. If you push yourself to dream more expansively, to imagine your organization one size bigger, to make your goals at least a step beyond what makes you comfortable, you will be forced to grow. And it will set you up to believe in greater possibilities. Question the status quo. Most people want their lives to keep improving, yet they value peace and stability at the same time. People often forget that you can't improve and still stay the same. Growth means change. Change requires challenging the status quo. If you want greater possibilities, you can't settle for what you have now. When you become a possibility thinker, you will face many people who will want you to give up your dreams and embrace the status quo. Achievers refuse to accept the status quo. As you begin to explore greater possibilities for yourself, your organization, or your family, and others challenge you for it, take comfort in knowing that right now, as you read this, other possibility thinkers across the country and around the world are thinking about curing cancer, developing new energy sources, feeding hungry people, and improving quality of life. They are challenging the status quo against the odds, and you should too.